And I think a good place to start certainly would be what exactly are core web vitals, and why would anybody care about that sort of thing? So, hey, Justin, why don't you take it away here? Huh?
Yeah, so Core Web Vitals is a new feature that has been added to Google Search Console by Google, and it was added, I'd say, about a year ago. And this is really the main focus of Core Web Vitals is to basically provide a user experience analysis of your site, and the whole purpose is to improve user experience across your site. The data that is reported inside of your Core Web Vitals is actually real world data that is being recorded by Google. And it's basically gathered from Chrome, and it's from the Crux report. And this Crux report basically gathers these metrics about performance, how a user's using your site, how the site shifts, and it's actually just as they're visiting the site. So they don't even notice it's happening.
So let's unpack that a little bit. So first of all, Chrome. So when you say Chrome, I assume you're referring to like the Chrome web browser.
Correct. Yes. Yep.
I know I use that. Like, Sarah, what's your browser of choice these days? Web browser?
Always Chrome. Occasionally, I'll pull up Opera just if I need to compare two browsers. But yeah, always Chrome if I can.
Opera. That's throwback.
Also, I must have had technical difficulties, so I'm Sarah Josvik.
It happens. Hey guys, this is a live stream, right? We roll with it. Whatever happens, no worries. So Crux report, that's something else you mentioned there. So my recollection is like is that like a Chrome user experience report?
Correct. Yes, the Chrome user experience report, and that, like I said, that is kind of ran as a user is visiting your site, and Google kind of uses I'm guessing a data set of the visitors to get this report, and probably doesn't use every single visitors. It's anonymous, so they're probably doing some kind of algorithm that's basically segmenting these visitors and kind of pulling as much data as it can from the visits.
So knowing Google, I mean, Google's collecting this information. I feel like I see a lot of these disclaimers all over the place, the end user licensing agreements, terms of service, all kinds of stuff with these. They're collecting this data about how people are using the Chrome web browser to interact with websites and to collect additional data on their experience. I guess ultimately with the goal of helping people through the search results and how Google changes it, to understand what websites are best going to serve their needs, right? Is that how you look at it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the things we learned is that this new initiative for Google here, and I'm looking at the announcement, is that they're going to be rolling out some changes coming out in a few months. So looking at May 2021, that they're going to be doing more with these user and these page experience signals to combine the core web vitals to these existing search signals that they've been looking at for a while. So like mobile friendliness, safe browsing, HTTPS security, and other kinds of factors like that, right? So why don't we talk a little bit more about what these core vitals are, core web vitals, because I gather that there's kind of like some specific components of that which Google is really talking about, right, Justin?
Yeah, and this is really exciting stuff because before you couldn't really get an idea of how are users experiencing my website? What's the user experience? This is something you can take real world data from users that are visiting your website and apply it and get some data and act on that data. So some of the things that we're actually going to be measuring, and some of the things that are the metrics that are being measured inside of this Core Web Vitals, is the largest contentful page. So this is the time it takes for a page's main content to load. So an ideal content paint would be around 2.5 seconds or faster. And this is how fast the web page actually appears on your screen. So I know we've all been to a website where we're sitting there and we're like, okay, I clicked the button. Where is what is going on? And then most of the time, you're probably going to hit that back button and not even let the page load if you've been sitting there for a lot longer than 10 seconds. So this is a huge one. If your website's not loading and not producing something on the screen for a user, they're more than likely to leave. So this is a great user experience metric to track and track per page also. The next one would be the first input delay, and this is the time it takes for a page to be become interactive. So a user loads that page, it finally loads for you. How long is it before a user can actually click on, the Learn More button or the Contact Us button, and it actually register that they have clicked that button and start loading the next page? So what we want to, the ideal for this is less than 100 milliseconds. That's super fast, and that's something that you probably wouldn't even notice as a person. You might notice a little bit, but these tools actually, we have a couple of tools inside of Chrome that allow you to measure this over milliseconds, so you can kind of determine what is causing these issues. So the last one is cumulative layout shift. So the layout of an unexpected layout shift or visual page content, this has happened so many times to me, mostly on mobile. As you're browsing maybe like one of your news sites and you're reading something, and all of a sudden it just disappears. You're like, wait, where was I? Where was I reading? And then all of a sudden there's an ad on top of it or something like that. So these shifts in this page content is really what Google's looking for. They don't want this shift at all. And we're not going to touch on how you can change resolve these, but there are many ways and many methods for stopping that shift and increasing the content paint and input delay. So making it as fast as possible.
Hi, this is Sarah from Denver Data Web. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe for future digital strategy chats. You can also visit our website at denverdata.com or find us on social media at Denver Data Web.